Scott Opfer's not able to join us today. Scott, we'll miss you. I'll try and cover for you here. We just want to take a few minutes to learn about you, though, Isaac. And Coach, tell us about your background, what brought you to Winona State, and how you ended up in that chair you're sitting in there as offensive coordinator with the Warriors.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from Caledonia, Minnesota, so not too far down the road. Played high school football there and three sports there growing up. But had the fortunate events of playing college football in the state of Minnesota and being able to be a Gopher, and then getting a chance to play after that as well. Kind of fell into being a college coach, at UW La Crosse, and was an offensive coordinator, quarterback receiver coach there for a short year, 8 months, and then went to the University of Northern Iowa as the receivers coach. Another short stop for me there again for a year. Then went out to Northern State for 2 seasons as the offensive coordinator, and then was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to come home, come to Winona. My sister graduated from here, played volleyball here. I got my wife's family all went to school here. So this is home for us, and my wife being from Rushford, it was a no-brainer. Get back close to home. We have 2 sons that are, getting raised right now and want them close to grandmas and grandpas. So, was lucky enough to get the opportunity to get the call from Coach Berge and get to come back home. So that's why I'm here, and we're loving every minute of it. Very fortunate and very excited about this opportunity, and just can't wait to keep growing.
So what's your motivation why are you a football coach? Why do you do what you do? What is it about this game, about Winona State? Why do you put in all these long, hard hours?
Yeah.
Because it's not the pay. It's not the pay, right?
No, it's not the pay. I learned early, from a young age that I wanted to be a coach, just looking at my dad and what he does, at the high school level, but then just with being able to coach a little bit more mature individual, wanted to be in the college game, but I think it's cliche to say, but it's about developing and helping people. I'm in this to help people and develop them. And that I think Coach Berge talks about it a ton. We talk about, developing them as men and students, athletes, in all aspects of their life. And I could not echo that more, because I learned that from my father when I was growing up and continuing today. That's why I coach football, and that's why I love it, because I want to invest and try and help people better their lives. And I think you can learn a tremendous amount of lessons from football and from the day and the life of being a football player, being a student athlete, and everything that we go through. And I think it helps set people up for success in their life. And that's why I do it. That's why I love it. I can't say enough about it, but it's just, honestly, that's the main reason. Just want to try and help people better their lives 100%.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what your biggest learning from your dad was in a later question, and that was what I was hoping you would say. Yeah. And your dad is a legend in Minnesota State high school football coaching, having been around that game long enough. Everybody knows your dad, and you're just like him, and it's awesome to see. So let's reflect back. Let's look at the year 2022, the football season that was. Give us your quick 30-second overview of how you felt the season went offensively for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, a massive growing year for us. I think when you look at it from my perspective in terms of calling plays, and then looking at the quarterbacks that were very, very young that we played with, I think we had some good experience in the running back room, in the tight end fullback room, even at the receiver room. We had some really good experience, all conference players, really good developed kids that, showed why they are what they are throughout the year. And then we were young. We were young in the offensive line room, and we were young in the quarterback room. And, I think as an offensive coordinator and a play caller, we had a really, really good year, maybe not points-wise or statistic-wise of what we wanted, But we played 12 games and we got 12 different defenses every week. So when we would break down film and go through our game plans, Coach Olson and I would laugh about it all the time. We would literally get played different every single Saturday from, what we saw throughout the week of preparation. So I think that was a credit to some of the things that we did schematically. I think it was a credit also to our kids and how they prepared and how they performed. It made it difficult on people. But also it was tough because, with a young offensive line, 3 new starters, 2 quarterbacks that are splitting time pretty much the whole season. You can't cover everything, unfortunately. And that's a credit to defenses and defensive coordinators in the league of like throwing stuff at us and making things difficult for those guys. But ultimately, very, very positive, obviously, making the playoffs for the first time in several years. And those guys are a large part of that. I mean, I couldn't say enough good things about our special teams and defense, obviously, because, as frustrated as I was at times, and I think they carried us, that group, the defense and special teams, we grew a lot, and we're going to be so much better because of the year that we just had. And, year 2 into the system for everybody. I think the year was really good, exciting. Can't wait to see where we are when we do get to practice and get into spring ball, because I think the level of where we played and where we competed as is only going to raise. And it's because of those guys that were young are really going to develop and get better. And their knowledge base of what we're doing is only going to get greater. So it's an exciting time, man, to be on the offensive side here. And I mean, in general for our program, I think.
So a year from now, what will have you hoped that not only the team would have accomplished, but your offense? What do you think the change will be this next step? New scheme, new coaches, new personnel. We've got a year under our belt. What does 23 look like offensively for you guys, do you think?
Well, I would hope to be in the 30-point range per game scoring wise. I think if we can get up into that range, you score 28 plus a game, on average, you should win those games. And I know I can say that, with some confidence because Coach Berge says it all the time. So yeah. I got a benchmark of where I know I need to get to or where we need to get to offensively. But I think, if you can get to that 30-ish points a game, and become more explosive. I think that's been my challenge to our team, our offense, and our skill position groups. We got to become more explosive, and that's on us as coaches to put those guys in the right spot. But it's also on us to develop here through winter training, lifting, speed, conditioning, all those things, so that we can develop and get to that point. But really, I don't think it matters how many yards you put out there in a given day, because it may rain. You live in the Midwest. It may snow. It may be windy because you're playing in North or South Dakota or whatever. I think it's about points. And if you can get points on the board, I mean, I know that's kind of a duh statement, but you can get 30-ish points on the game. I'd feel very confident that we develop, on the offensive side. And for me, I always challenge, the quarterbacks. If we can be in that 60 plus, mid 60 range completion percentage, you're going to give yourself a great opportunity to be really, really tough. So those are kind of the 2 things for me that I think our offense can improve on, and it's only going to make us better.
A couple more things here, and then we'll kick you loose and get you back to the recruiting trail.
All right.
One big part of your job is to sort of revitalize, revamp, and rework the camps at Winona State and the Winona State football program. Talk to us about that, what you're excited about there, and maybe even what you need help with there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do a really good job. They've had a really, really good tradition of camps here in the summer. So we're trying to take it to the next level. Right now, we have a prospect camp right at the beginning of June, and kind of our thought there is to get the Midwest kids, the Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Chicago area kids that are hopefully done with school, maybe doing some state baseball, track, things of that nature. But we want to try and get those kids here. And actually, we had record numbers in our prospect camps We had 79 in June, and we had 121 in July. So we kind of bookend the summer for us to get early June and late July and work around all the Minnesotas, Wisconsin, Iowa, the big camps, NDSU, SDSU, so that we can, have our touch points with those kids. And then the team camps have been great. We've had some great teams, from Illinois come up and use the facilities. We've had great teams from Wisconsin and Minnesota come up. To be honest with you, I think for us, what we can do better is continue to try and grow it and get more teams here, because the team camp is really where we make some money. And then the good thing about it is we have to invest it in our own program, in our own, equipment or whatever, coach really decides and the administration decides what they want us to do with it. But I think just publicizing that and getting more teams here, the better off it is, not only to showcase Winona in the area, obviously our school, our programs, all those things. It just helps get people in the seats for games and hopefully come to school here, whether they play football or not, because we give a great product out. All the people across campus do a great job. They're very easy to work with. So camps are a fun time. They can be a grind with the late nights, early morning, but it gets you ready for fall camp. So you can't beat it.
Yeah. So talk to us about recruiting. You guys just got a couple of weeks left here, and your kind of recruiting cycle for this 23 freshman class. I know talking to some of you guys, you're super excited about the group you have already put together. But just quick, high level, 10,000 foot overview. Where are you guys at with recruiting? What excites you the most, and where are some gaps you're still looking to fill?
Yeah, 17 commits from high school kids already, and really today is the start of our January official visits. So ahead of schedule, which is great. Not in panic mode at all. I think we're really doing a great job. Offense, defense, special teams wise, we've got a bunch of really good depth. For me, offensive guy, and again, referencing my old man, everything starts in the trenches. So with those 5 guys up front, and Coach Olson and I have attacked that group, and the whole staff has, but really attacked that group individually. We have 3 right now committed offensive linemen. Minnesota kids that we're very, very excited about, Eden Prairie, Lakeville South, Woodbury, kids that are at great schools, great programs, and that's just the start. We're not going to take 10,000 of them, but we're really excited about that group, because if you can build and develop that group, I think you see it, in every level of football. The O-line is better. I mean, we just talked about South Dakota State, North Dakota State. You watch that game, SDSU dominated up front with the O-line, and no discredit to NDSU, but they did, and they control the game. It helps a young quarterback in our situation. It helps our ability to just give the ball and let our guys do their thing, in the run game. So we're doing well right now. We're hitting the Illinois kids too, and having good success down there right now. But really just trying to hit the high school kids and develop them. But 17 commits right now, feel really good about it, and starting from the inside and working our way out. So
how many really are you guys? Are you going to bring in 30-ish? Do you think?
I think we'll be in that mid-20 range right now. Okay. We've carried over. I mean, we only had 1 kid hit the transfer portal, from the fall semester into the spring. So we haven't had a lot of people leave our team, which is great. Helps our development and moving forward. So we don't need to take near as many players. Yeah. We'll be in that mid-20s range, and on us as coaches and our strength and conditioning staff to develop the young guys and push the old guys from here on. So.
And that is so, I guess I hadn't heard that. That is so unique in today's game to only lose 1 in the transfer portal. I mean, You just around the conference, and I'm not picking on these schools. It's just part of the game now.
Oh,
I think that's a huge compliment to you guys and your staff and what you've been able to do in a very short time. You haven't lost anybody. You've lost 1. And I think that speaks volumes to what you guys are doing. So that's an awesome accolade for you.
Well,
Last
Colin,
question to wrap this up, and then and go ahead. Did you have something else you want to add there?
well, I just wanted to add to it with kind of another asterisk there, that the kid that hit the portal is going to get his MBA at Oshkosh. So it has nothing to do with football related reasons. He's leaving because he's got to get his MBA. So,
Academic. Yep.
you know, to your point again, and I'm singing Coach Berge's praises all the way in what we're doing culture wise. You're not leaving because, you know, coaches stink or whatever people say nowadays, or, you know, stupid portal reasons. You're not leaving.
The gear's not good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, he's leaving because he needs to. He needs to go get his MBA. So good for him.
So, Coach, tell us in your opinion, obviously the hat I wear with Winona State now as an alum with the Football Players Association, president of that great organization. And I haven't prepped you for this question, but I think you're gonna crush it. Tell our members, our audience today, why the FPA matters, and the difference that the FPA has made on the team in just your short tenure at Winona State.
Well, just because I've been in the league, I think it shows a commitment level that other places are unwilling to get to. You know, it's awesome to say, you know, yeah, we had 40 guys at signing day party, you know, at the last school I was at. I'll leave it at that. You know, I think the difference is here, those guys might have just been there to kind of drink beer and shoot the breeze with us as coaches and our players that we had, which is great. Don't get me wrong, that has to be done. But I think what's cool is that you're putting your money where your mouth is. You know, you're investing in what you love and what is important for the guys that are currently here and, you know, for future, you know. And so the investment financially helps our guys scholarship wise, you know, kind of a duh statement, but then equipment wise too. Anything that we ever felt like we needed, you know, the bell has been answered. The support, I guess, I don't know if I'm wording that right, but it's better than anything I've seen. I mean, even at the University of Northern Iowa, a good FCS school, don't see the type of commitment and family atmosphere from the FPA or from theirs. You know, we have better here at Winona. So the commitment level, the family-oriented grouping that we have with that group, just incredible, very exciting. I think as coaches, you get nervous, and I could only imagine Coach Berge in asking sometimes for certain things could be a little hard or different. But man, it's so cool to have that commitment level, and to have that family relationship where you and I have talked several times, and I feel very comfortable talking to you and know that you guys are invested into what we're doing as coaches, into the current players, into the future players. And it's an exciting, really exciting piece to be a part of, because it's gonna pay dividends, and it is paying dividends right now. So we're gonna be that much better because of it.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate you joining us, taking some time. Congratulations on a great start. A lot of work left to do, obviously. We're excited about the future. Any closing remarks for you?
No, I mean, I think that we're excited. I mean, obviously, we're going to finish this recruiting cycle up extremely strong. You know, I said it, so I'm going to say it again. We're going to have the signing day party again over with Mike Rivers and his place over there. So come on out. We're going to be excited. Going to talk about the class. It's a great group right now. We had workouts this morning, and our guys they're grinding. They're getting better. And some of the new pieces that we've added, whether it's been transfer or high school kids that are freshmen, you know, after their redshirt year, we're pushing. They're pushing. They're developing great relationships. They're pushing to be great. You know, what we did last year was not good enough, and that's an exciting spot to be. You know, I've met with more players this week, you know, in their first week of school to go over football stuff than ever I have before. So it's really exciting. We're juiced up. Our guys are juiced up, and man, it's only going to add with this group of guys that we're bringing in because they're a good group, and it's an exciting group to recruit right now, and hopefully add to our program. It's going to be fun, and I can't thank you enough. Can't thank the FPA enough. Like I said, the support is unbelievable, and we're very fortunate to be a part of it. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Isaac. For those of you that wanted more information on the Winona State Football Players Association, check us out. Super creative website, winonastatefootball.org. We'd love to have you become a member. We'd love to see you back on campus this fall. Isaac, thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend. Good luck with your recruiting.
Thanks.